We're back. How are we doing? And may I just say, it was so nice to be able to finally change the thumbnail to a different Pokemon. It was so nice. It was lovely. And, yo, what's up, Nick? We're gonna be hunting Nidorans yet again. I was doing the math earlier, and if I hunt the same exact time I was hunting for EVs per stream, I can do like 1,200-ish encounters in about the same amount of time. Yo, what's good, Evan? How you doing? We're hunting Nidorans. Probably we're gonna go over 1,000 encounters for this stream. Hopefully we'll luck out. I'm not sure how likely that is, but yeah. I'm gonna get started. I have my speed up going. I'm just gonna quickly show you the Espeon I have now. It was an Eevee earlier. I got it earlier on today's stream. And yeah, I mean, I think Espeon looks pretty good in this game specifically. I'm not sure about other games, but I think in this game specifically it looks pretty good. It's shiny. And this is the team so far. Yeah, the Eevee took forever because the resets were so bad, but it was only a little bit over odds, so it could have been worse. Yeah. We're doing Nidoran now though. All right, I'm gonna get started. Let's hope I can siphon some of Evan's luck. Evan is crazy lucky, for those that don't know. He is insanely lucky. So I'm hoping I can siphon some of his luck. Some of my friends call me lucky, and I'm like, you haven't met Evan yet. The one thing that sucks about the Nidorans is that there is a 40% chance that the shiny I'm going to get is not going to be a Nidoran. They're only a 60% encounter rate, which I say only, it's still good. It's just there is a solid chance I might have to phase. Like, in other words, I might have to do multiple shinies on the same route, which would kind of suck. But at least the encounters are going by a lot quicker now than they were for the Eevee. So I mean, I'm not too mad if that happens, but it would be mildly frustrating. Because I really needed the Nidoran because I need a Pokemon with Surf because I literally can't progress a story. And I made a rule that I can't like get a Pokemon for HMs. Like every single Pokemon I have needs to be shiny. And I know that Nidoking and Nidoqueen get Surf, so along with them just being really good, they'll also help me progress the story, so that's why I'm hunting them. Oh, that's 426. I almost messed that up. Sorry, I got a YouTube ad. It distracted me. Having the bike makes this so much quicker, because for the Zubat I had to run back and forth. This isn't that bad now, because the bike not only just moves faster, but I think it actually increases the encounter rate. Like, which is so nice. Yeah, you got me, bro. You got me. Yeah. This is gonna be the nicest hunt I've had to do so far. Actually, other than the starter. The starter, I'm not even talking about resets. I'm just, like, in terms of, like, how many resets I took. I'm talking about just, like, in terms of the encounters themselves, these are the fastest. The starter probably was still the best one, but besides the starter, this is the nicest hunt I've had to do in terms of encounters per minute. I think I get about 8 per minute, which is handy. You know, when you're chasing full odds, that obviously helps. Hoping this one's quick since EV was over odds, but EV wasn't that over odds, so I have a feeling this is also going to be like this one probably will go a decent amount of encounters. I think it'll be, my prediction is that it'll be longer than Zubat in terms, well, it'll be more encounters than Zubat, but I think it'll be less than EV. That's my prediction. Either that or it's going to go crazy over odds. Those are like my two thought processes right now. Look at that, we've already hit 450. I'd be so mad if it was a Drowsy, dude. I'd be so mad. It's a Drowsy is unfortunately a 20% chance to spawn on this route. I'd be so mad if it was a Drowsy. Yo, I have names for the next Pokemon. What are you going to name those Pokemon you are hunting? You have names for the for either Nidoran? I mean, you can shoot them. What's the next Pokemon I'm gonna hunt? Well, the only rule I imposed in terms of my team is that I need 6 before the Elite Four, and this will be my 4th team member. And I'm probably gonna take the free Gyarados that they give me. So the only one left is Ho-Oh after this, as far as I'm concerned. I might do a bonus hunt like at the very, very end of this whole series where I hunt Lugia like right before I fight Red. But other than that, all I've got left after this is Ho-Oh. And I was planning on making something else be my last hunt after I did Ho-Oh, or maybe make something random like the 5th hunt after the Gyarados, but I forgot that you need Surf for Gyarados, and I didn't have anything with Surf. Shiny Ditto would be amazing in terms of rarity, but I really need the Nidoran to progress the story. And also, it would just be really good on the team. The only critique I have about my team right now is that the type overlapping is going to be an issue. Like, I'm going to have 2 poison types and 2 flying types, which, you know, I wish I could prevent, but, you know, you only have so much option, you know, when you're doing a shiny only run. You can't control every single shiny. Like, the Eevee was controllable. The starter wasn't even controllable because all of them could have been shiny on that one screen. But the only one I could control was the Eevee, which, in hindsight, maybe I could, if I wanted to progress the story, I could have evolved it into Vaporeon, but I'm still pretty happy that I have an Espeon. For the Nidorans, I don't have a name idea yet. I don't have a name idea yet for the Nidorans. I've gotten to a point though, I feel like mentally where like now that the EV's done, like doing these wild encounters is like assuming we're not gonna go to like 30,000 encounters, like this is pretty calming. Alright, I'll tell you if I like your name ideas. So far I've named the last two, and I definitely wanna take some more chat suggestions. The only chat suggestion I've taken so far was my starter, which Evan helped me name. Which thank you, Evan, by the way. Fern has really stuck. I barely even call it Bayleaf anymore. I just call him Fern. Because Fern's Fern. Almost at 500, by the way. That was quick. Dude, this is so refreshing after the EV. Like, it took, in hindsight, it took so long to even just get 100 out. It would literally take like 30 minutes just to do 100 EV encounters, even on speed up and everything. Like, I'm just so happy that I don't have to do that. That was that 496? I don't know. I think it was. Alright. Fern is a good Fern, yeah. He's unfortunately been getting a little cooked because Johto doesn't favor the Chikorita line that well. But once he's fully evolved and once we get him into Kanto, he'll start putting in work. Spike, Odin, Thorn, Rex, Ferdinand. Those all actually sound like decent names. Like Nidoking being named Odin would actually be kind of fire. But it would have to be a Nidoking. Like I like Odin a lot. Thorn's also decent. I think Spike is a little too basic. And the others are okay. I fuck with Odin a lot. I think Odin would be great for Nidoking. I don't think I have anything for Nidoqueen yet. Fucking trash bag because it looks like a trash bag. It's stupid shiny. Dumbass shiny. We're already 100 encounters into the stream. I'm watching a video of some dude hunting shiny Ralts in the original Pokemon Ruby. So he just has to wild encounter hunt it, which it's so rare on that route. And he did like 100,000 encounters before he finally got a shiny wild Ralts, which is insane. Nidonite, I like not, when I do names, I'd like to keep them completely unrelated to the original Pokemon name, personally. I do really like Odin, though. Odin's a good one. That one I will hold on to. If it's a Nidoran male, I'll use that one. Specifically for female, though, I have to think of one still. What's the name of the witch from like Wicked? I forgot her name. It would kind of work. I feel like the shade of green matches. Fair. That's fair. I haven't seen it either. I just remember a green witch. I could name it Grinch, but the Grinch is a male. I think I've seen somebody shiny hunt this Yama on this specific route. Where, by the way, Yama is a 1% on this route. Unironically, I can probably hit half odds tomorrow. Like, if I'm actually going to do, like, 1,200 encounters, like, on stream, which I think I can get down with. Because it's literally the exact same amount of time I would spend on Eevee, but I'm just getting a whole lot more encounters now. Like, I would genuinely be able to hit half odds if I do 2 streams again tomorrow. That's if I need to. If I get lucky, I get the Nidoran early, we won't even have to do all that. Good. Point being, this hunt is going to go by hopefully pretty quick. But it should. I mean, unless I get, like, abhorrently unlucky. Like, I'm talking, like, 30k, 40k plus. Which is incredibly unlikely. But it could happen. Like, this will go quicker than the Eevee, even if this goes more encounters. And assuming that I get a Nidoran. Like, if the game really wants to be a dick and give me, like, make me have to phase, like, 3 or 4 times for the Nidoran, despite the fact that it's the highest chance on this route, and I just get that unlucky, then that's also a possibility. But other than that, this should come quicker than the Eevee. It'd be very unlikely that it wouldn't. Sorry about that, I got YouTube bad. The other problem I have to figure out, again, is getting the Moonstone, because it's only... Oh, the dude just got the... Dude got the shiny rolls that I was watching, that's crazy. As I was saying... I just forgot what I was saying, actually. What was I talking about? Just zoned out completely. The Moonstone, yeah. The Moonstone's gonna be, it's gonna be another thing. Because there's only a chance that my in-game mom buys the Moonstone using the money I'm saving. And that might take a while. And I'm just gonna have to frickin' bike back and forth and wait from calls from my in-game mom until I go to the shop. Which is something I might do off stream. But don't worry, like, what I'll do every time I go to check for a Moonstone at the mart is I'll save before talking to the dude that would supposedly give me it. And then I'll just reset my game, and then I'll show it on stream, so that you guys know that I actually did do all the work off stream to, you know, get him to do that. Like, I don't think there's any flag checks that I could, or like anything I can manipulate in a save file editor to make it so that he would, what's it called? manipulate it so that he would guaranteed give me a moonstone. And if there is, I don't know how to do that, I will say, like hand on heart. That might be an off-stream process that I will, you know, show enough proof to show that I actually did do work off-stream. So nobody can be like, oh, well, you just hacked in a moonstone. I'm an integral man. I've already... The only thing I haven't done is, you know, not sped up the game. Which, I mean, I don't give a fuck. I want to speed up my game. This makes the encounters so much nicer. If I had to sit here and watch this in normal motion, I would not have done this challenge. Also, shiny hunting is a personal journey. If any of you out there want to do shiny hunting, just do it the way that you want to do it, and don't let other people tell you how you want to do it. If you want to do it on an emulator, if you want to do it on a real cartridge, go for it, dude. I usually do it on emulators now, because it's like, I can do a lot of cool things with my save files and give myself evolutions that, you know, I normally wouldn't be able to have if it was just on a normal cartridge. I can speed up my game and get through parts of the story that I've already played through a bunch of times. All that sort of stuff. So yeah. Wait, hold on. Sorry. Alright, sorry. Somebody messaged me. We're good though. I saw it at the corner of my eye that it was not shiny. That's what happened when I was doing the Zubat, because every time I get an encounter, I have to look over at my phone, which is where my counter is, and updating on the stream live. And when I was, you know, updating the counter with the Zubat, I remember I saw the sparkle out of the corner of my eye. I didn't really even know what the shiny was. Like, the initial reaction of me was just like, oh, whoa, whoa, oh my god, it's a shiny. And then I, like, looked, and I'm like, oh, that's what it is. Like, I didn't even know what it was until, you know, like, 1 second or 2 seconds after the sparkle, because I was still updating the counter. Which is probably what's going to happen here. Like, I'm probably going to see this sparkle, I'm going to celebrate, I'm going to look up, and there's going to be a fucking drowsy on my screen. That would piss me off. Another YouTube ad, sorry about that. Okay, can't type apparently. Now we're at 600. Technically, I think that would be cheating. Because that would be an out-of-game method to manipulate your odds. But, I mean, even then, I don't really care. Like, some people will make their shiny odds, like, slightly better. Like, using, like, there's, like, certain, like, patches you can add to a game that can make your shiny odds, like, a little better. Like, some people update their shiny odds to be, like, 1 in 1,000 in, like, some of these games. Which is, like, a nice blend of, I have to work for it, but I don't have to be here for weeks. So if you modify the odds a little bit, I don't really care too much. I mean, again, like I said, shiny hunting is a personal journey. But if you make it so that, you know, every single encounter is shiny, etc., then that's not really shiny hunting. But again, power to you, even if you do that. You play the game the way you want to play it. It's a single-player game. Yeah, if I go if I go to like, if I do like 1200 or like a little bit more than 1200 encounters this stream, I will I will not quite get there, but I will get decently close to a quarter odds, and that's just in like a stream and a bit of hunting. I think the idea that I, very well could have still been doing Eevee right now is mildly annoying. The idea that I really could have been sitting here, banging out another 500 encounters. I would have been going to 9,500 right now if it didn't shine earlier. Actually, it's not annoying. It's relieving more so. Like I'm relieved that I don't have to do that. I would have hit 10,000 tomorrow morning if it didn't shine now either. And like even though I could have been luckier on that Eevee, I was lucky enough. I was lucky enough. But if you think about it, Eevee was low-key being kind of sentient if you think about it, because I said that if it went over odds, it evolved into Espeon. If it went before odds, it evolved into Umbreon, as we know. And even though it didn't shine in the stream where we hit above odds, it shined the morning after, which would be more convenient for me to evolve it into an Espeon anyways. Like, it made sure to wait until it got to over odds, and it was a morning stream. I don't know enough about Jujutsu Kaisen to answer that question, unfortunately. I haven't watched Jujutsu Kaisen. Really hoping for just a blue Nidoran male to just bless my screen. I don't ask for a lot game, but a nice blue Nidoran male would, do me wonders. That's purple. We're close, but we're not there. I feel confident enough that we probably won't phase, but I'm not gonna jinx it. Knocking on wood right now. Hopefully not. In the next two streams, you were right last time. You were right last time. I hope. So before I come back to school from spring break, let's hope I get another team member. Remember that number? I got you. 1833. I got you. I might have to go to that number now. Like, that's doable in a stream, not gonna lie. I've already done like almost 300 encounters and I like just started. Might have to go to that number. Evan, I swear to God if you're right. I swear to God if you're right, Evan. That'd be insane. No one is that lucky, what, to guess the encounter number? I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen on people that have much bigger audiences than me, where they have a lot of, people that are throwing out guesses. Eventually, a couple people are bound to get it right. Evan's a pretty lucky guy, though. But even I'm doubting his luck right now. I'm not sure. All luck comes to an end. Well, Eevee definitely was not the luckiest. Like, I was over 60, like, I was probably about 65% likely to have encountered an Eevee on or before that number, which, is, a reasonable percentage to encounter something. Like, I had passed the 50% point thousands of encounters before I got the EVs, so I guess it's more unlucky than it was lucky, but... Much of that really was my luck ending. I guess we're gonna find out how bad my luck is right now. I have a feeling this one could still go over, I have a feeling this one could go higher than the Eevee in terms of encounters. If it doesn't, I think it'll be in between Zubat and Eevee's numbers, anywhere between 2,000 and like 8,000. But otherwise, I think it's gonna go over. I don't think it's gonna go under Zubat's. I think it could go over Eevee's though. Which, you know, I basically am claiming every encounter after 2060, which, you know, is not really a prediction. It's pretty likely that that'll happen. But who knows? Shiny Carvana is such an interesting shiny. Like the blue on it is like so unique, I feel like, compared to a lot of other shinies. I like watching shiny hunts while I'm doing this. I saw the purple, by the way, and it startled me for a second because I was like, oh, that's Nidoran female shiny, but I keep forgetting that Nidoran male's default colors are purple. I really can't type, Jesus. No, you're good, bro. Bro, I'm the streamer and I take breaks sometimes, bro. You're chilling. No, nothing happened. Nothing happened. He doesn't think I'm gonna get as lucky with this Nidoran as you're saying I am. He's also saying that your prediction is, he's saying that it would be very lucky, like unheard of level of lucky, if you guess the exact encounter number. Which I agree, but you know, knowing you, I'm not gonna rule it out. Yeah. If you get it right, I would. I don't even know, man. Might have to marry you. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kidding. I'll give you like $100 if it's the shiny. Not actually. I'm not gonna truce on that because I know the moment I say that I'm gonna lose $100. Just the way that the world works with me. $775. We're almost at 800 already. $777. It's a lucky number. It's a lucky number. But it didn't show us a shiny, so clearly it's not that lucky. The counter is not loading for whatever reason. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm at 780. There we go. I'd take 100 Robux. I can give you 100 Robux. I'll give you 100 Robux if it's that I can shake on. If not, you gotta give me like 10k. That no, I'm kidding. Don't do that. Do not do that. I know you got the big bucks, but I don't even play Roblox like that anymore. Shiny hunting for one of your favorite Pokemon is always a good hunt to take up. I still have yet to shiny hunt for a Rowlet though, admittedly. I think the only way I'd really shiny hunt for it is if I would probably do it on an emulator like this. Because I know I have an Ultra Moon emulator. I don't think I have the patience yet to do the soft resetting for the starters at the beginning of the game, because the resets in those games take forever. Like, they take unnecessarily long. And it's not something I really want to put myself through. So I think what I would do if I wanted to hunt Rowlet is I'd probably just use an emulator. I'd give myself like a Japanese Ditto using like some sort of file editor, and I would just Masuda method hunt it. This bet seems in favor. Hey, man. No. I don't need anything. I will give you 100 Robux, though. And the thing is, listen, I would easily pay 100 Robux to get this shiny that early. Yeah, Pokemon Sword shiny like the starters, and so did Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. They shiny like the starters, too. And I somewhat understand because the resetting on a Switch takes literally forever. But at the same time, like, meh. Another freaking YouTube ad. Hold on. Yeah, Masuda method hunting is a very reliable shiny hunting method. I imagine it's brutal when it goes over odds though, because like I forget what the odds are in that game. Is it like 1 in 380 something, if I remember correctly? I could be wrong. I know in like the Gen 6 games it's like 1 in 600 something, like 1 in 680 something. And in the older games it's like that too. But I thought it was higher, even higher in Sword. There should be no reason to stop your game from having more playability. Well, I wouldn't. It's not even about the playability, because you can play the game either way. But Like it just I don't see the purpose either. I think it's because like with the later games they wanted to have like the shiny distribution events where instead of you being able to shiny hunt the legendary, you could only get them from like events and distributed events. But I still find that lame. Like I feel like I wish it was just like the old games where you could just shiny hunt anything. Where there was no shiny locks, and the only shiny locks there would be in place would be for like, you know, uncatchable Pokemon. Oh, did Nick say something? I didn't even see it. Guess what favorite grass starter Pokemon in final and middle evolutions are included? Guess what your favorite water type is? Water starter. Okay. Okay, so now I have to guess two things. I have to guess what Nick's favorite grass type is, grass type starter is, and I have to guess what your favorite water type starter is. Evan, I could be wrong, but you seem like an Oshawott person. You seem like a very Oshawott type of person. I'm probably wrong though. And Nick, I'm gonna guess you like. I think you either like Chespin or you like maybe Grookey. Those are my two guesses. You're not a big fan of the black and white starters? Damn. I love Oshawott. The black and white starters I'm not the hugest fan of either, but I specifically like Oshawott. Very unpopular. Well, I would guess Quilladin then, right? Quilladin's very unpopular, and you said it was a middle stage. Both of my answers were wrong, so is it Chikorita? Because Chikorita is like the only unpopular one I could think of. What? What else is it? Snivy? Maybe Snivy. Snivy's decently unpopular. Yo, what's good, Alex? That was 8:34, I believe. Hopefully I didn't count that twice on accident. Empoleon, that's fair. I've never been the biggest Piplup fan, but I understand why people like the line. I can see the I can see the the taste in liking Empoleon. Oops. A thousand more to the shiny, maybe, man. 1833. I think that's gonna be the number I end on. Because I was probably gonna end at about 1600, but I'll try to do a push to get another 200 in there. I don't got anywhere to be tomorrow anyways, so. Evan made a prediction that he wanted to go to. Evan made a prediction that I would get the shiny at 1,833 encounters, so I'm gonna go till that. Since these encounters go by so much faster, I can do like. My brother is in fact 34. Yes. Curious why you were asking that earlier, but yes, he turned 34 today. Actually, it was his birthday. Chestnut does look really cool, I will say. I like Chespin and Chestnut. Quilladin, I feel like, just kind of sold the line for me. With all this running around, though, with Golbat in the front, this surely is going to become a Crobat once it gets that little extra bit of EXP. Like, no chance it doesn't, right? We're already getting close to hitting 4 digits again. Didn't take too long. Who is Alex Sandez? Oh. That's nice, bro. Have a good time. You hated Fennekin? That's crazy. Fennekin's not that bad. I think it's cool. It's like it's like a Fox Switch. It's decent. I think it could have been better, but it's not bad. Sold Gen 6, really? I don't know. I think Chespin's middle stage sold Gen 6. I think Fennekin's line was decent. I thought Froakies line was incredible. And I thought Chespin's line minus Quilladin was pretty good as well. The only starter I have like genuine disdain for is like Sobble. Like Sobble in itself is okay, but it's I really just don't like its line. I can't bring myself to like Sobble's line. And there's others that I'm like, kind of whatever about. Like Snivy's line is like meh to me. Like I don't dislike it. I'm just like it's just there. Oh, that's why. Wait, sorry, hold on. I messed up my counter for a second. Score Bunny is I think it fell into the fire type sort of propaganda or agenda where it's like it starts off as a cool little baby and then it turns into a furry and it like honestly was basically a firefighting type, but because Game Freak didn't want to make a fourth firefighting type, they just basically made it a firefighting type without giving it the fighting type. Like Cinderace's line and Score Bunny's line gives me big industry plant vibes. I don't hate it. It's just like it just seems like there was much. It's like if they made an industry plant of a starter Pokemon, that's what it is. Charmeleon's cool. I like the Charmander line. I think that's like my most like basic Pokemon take is that I really like Charmander. Charmander's my favorite Gen 1 starter. And it always has been. I love Bulbasaur as well, but Charmander's always my pick for Kanto starters. And Charmeleon is like a really good middle stage. The Score Bunny should have been Fire Electric. That would have been cool. If they had gone that direction with that line. I think it could have been cool. Your Kanto pick Squirtle. It is my least favorite of the three, but I don't think any of the Kanto picks are bad picks. So I can't fault you for picking Squirtle because I understand it. Especially if you watch the Pokemon anime, I imagine you would like Squirtle a lot. Because I know they had like those Squirtles with the glasses in the anime. I know that much. Guys, when I get the shiny Nidoran, do we think it's going to be male or female? Drop your guesses in the chat. As much as I want it to be male, I think the game's going to give me a female. I think the game's going to spite me and give me a female. Because I really don't want the female, but I will take it if I do get it. Like, the male one is the one that I really want. but I think it's gonna give me the female. Okay, you think male. What do you think, Alex? What do you think what gender is the shiny Nidoran gonna be? Wait a second, because I know there's obviously a decent delay with the chat. Female. Okay. I think it's gonna be female as well. Let's see. Because when we did something like this, we did something like this similarly when I asked if Eevee was gonna be over or under odds, and Nick said under, and Alex said over, which was right. But then Nick also did predict which stream I would get it, so. So if this is the same, then it should be female. If Alex is right. Yet again. Oh, oops, that's the bag. Getting close to 1,000 though. With Eevee, getting to 1,000 is like a journey. It's pretty easy with these. Here's the thing about the duck. I chose Quaxley because everybody was crapping on it when all three were introduced, saying that it looks stupid, and I'm like, I think it's cute. It has a cute little hairdo. It's a happy little duck. It looks cool. I'm not one to pick the water type starter, but you know what? I'm really liking Quaxley of these three. And I picked Quaxley. I really liked it. I got to its final stage. I thought the final stage looked cool, but was like mildly weird. I don't know why they went like a very dancey direction with the final stage, which was like slightly interesting to me. And in battle it was just kind of whatever. It was kind of boring. And the thing is, I think Quaxley had potential to be good, and I don't think they achieved that potential. And I learned that, and it was annoying when Quaxley, who was like the underdog, I feel like when everybody was loving Sprigatito and Fuecoco, Quaxley was my little underdog, and he ended up just deserving the bullying that he got, and Fuecoco and Sprigatito ended up being really cool. It's like a high school story where the bullies actually win. If I ever do another shiny only run again, which probably won't happen again for a while, but if I do, I think I would do it. I would still do it in an older game because the feeling of getting a shiny in these games is unmatched. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's hard to go back to 4096 when you know, when you do hunts like these. I will say. But I think if I were to do it again, I would do it in like a Gen 3 game. Like Pokemon Ruby or something. Because Pokemon Emerald has like... The shinies work too weird in Pokemon Emerald. Because like the shinies in Pokemon Emerald work different than literally in any other game. Like it's based on frames. Like each individual frame has a different chance to be shiny or not, and it's still set to 1 in 8, 192. But it's not based on like, you know, like player ID or secret ID. It's literally based on frames. Meaning that if you can't soft reset hunt in those games because you'll just be hitting the same non-shiny frame every single time, pretty much. Unless you get lucky and, you know, save right before a shiny frame. So I could do it in Ruby though, in Sapphire, because I don't think it's an issue in those games. Did you pick the duck just because it reminded you of Rowlet? Not really. It was just like, it looked cool. I thought the hairdo was funny. Everybody was making fun of it, saying it looked stupid. I thought it was cute. And I was like, you know what? This is my fucking underdog. This is my goat, and he's going to be something special. And then he wasn't. He wasn't special. They sold. They sold him. Even aesthetic, but even, here's the thing. Even aesthetically, he doesn't look bad. Like, he's just a little zesty. But, I mean, I guess there's nothing wrong with a little zest, but it's more so, less that, and more so just like, he's just not the greatest in battle. He was just kind of boring. Oh, that Emerald Nuzlocke. I might revisit that at some point. I think I should. I've been putting that off a lot. I still have to finish that Emerald Nuzlocke. Unironically, what I could do with that is I could stream the rest of it. And then take the stream and make that into clips and then make those YouTube shorts. And you just use the clips from the stream for my YouTube shorts that I will make. Because I do still have to finish that series. I'm like the worst at finishing series, which is why I streamed this one, because it's like I needed to push myself to actually get a series done. And if I streamed the entire thing, I knew I would actually get it done. By the way, we've hit 1,000 encounters, so not 1,009, 1,000. Like one of my favorite series is those little shorts I did. Those were some of my favorite to make. They were some of the most high effort ones I had to make. I like tried to keep them funny and like I tried to keep them, you know, like they weren't short because they were still like 2 to 3 minutes per, but like you know they were intriguing to watch. I think they're some of the best work I've done too. I should get back on those. But either after I finish this run or something. Yeah, we don't have. It's not gonna be too long before we finish this run. Won't be too long. I feel. I feel good about the Ho-Oh hunt. I feel like Ho-Oh is gonna be nice to me. I've always appreciated Ho-Oh, and I feel like Ho-Oh will appreciate me. I believe I can win over the Sun God and be in its most kindred of spirits. It's really just about, you know. Guess what video I made is my favorite? That is your favorite, sorry. Probably the Forsaken video that we recorded together. That's my guess. We're officially an eighth of the way towards odds, by the way. Remember, I did a little video with you, just like you know, get the fans involved type of thing. Shorts count. Okay, so it's not. Okay, so it's not that one. Okay, fair. That one could have been better. I agree. What's your favorite video of mine? Is it one of like I remember I played some of like the tennis zero games. Oh, was it the Forsaken video? Did I see your pics in Discord? Let me check. I didn't, for the record. I'm going to check right now. Yeah, those look cool. Is that Gigantamax Colossal? That's sick. I got it right. I mean, I figured. So you said shorts count as like a little distractor. keep getting so many YouTube ads, dude. What was my favorite video that I made? Ooh. That's a good question. Favorite video that I made? Huh. I feel like it depends. Like some of my, I think some of the combat initiation videos I made with Travis were like so like funny. Like those, like during the process of recording those, I was having probably the most fun. Like not like the editing or anything, but like just being a part of videos like that. Like those were some of my most fun ones to be a part of. But in terms of like the whole process of like editing and stuff, I would say I would have to look at like my freaking list of YouTube videos. I'm actually gonna pull them up right now. Sorry, this could delay the hunting a little bit, but I got the Dingus video I recorded with my friend Frauds was also really funny. I really liked that one. Hide the Body was hilarious. I might, it might be Hide the Body. Five Nights at Eddie's is definitely up there too. I can tell you what videos I don't like. Random Lumia Legacy Garbage is pretty mid. Roblox Epic Mini Games, but every time I die, the video gets worse. Is I think my worst video I've ever made. I think, in my personal opinion, I think that's the worst one I've ever done. I think the Dumb Dumber and Dumber videos, sorry, Dumb Dumber and Dumbest videos were also pretty good. In terms of which one's my favorite, I think I would go. I think I would say Five Nights at Eddie's probably is my favorite, probably, but it's really close between like the murder mystery videos I did with my friends. Oh, actually, when we got the whole squad involved for murder mystery. No. I'm saying that one. It's that one. The whole squad gets involved in a murder mystery. That is, I think, my favorite video I've ever made. It was too good. It was too iconic. It was so chaotic. It was so fun. It only ever happened once where I got literally pretty much all of my friends from that friend group in a video, and it was beautiful. It was hilarious. Favorite shorts though, if we're including shorts, some of my not including shorts because that would still be the best, including shorts. But my favorite shorts, I think, were the that series I did of Forsaken characters that I could beat in a fight. That was a really good one. I really liked that series, and a lot of people liked it too. Those videos did really well because I think it was I think what really sold those videos for me was the fact that it was a pretty original concept. For Forsaken, like nobody was doing, funny tier lists about Forsaken. And I put a lot of like work into making those videos look good too. One thing I will say that will probably give you a good perspective on my editing journey is like if you watch the first ever video I made, even just like a little bit of it, and just watch one of my more recent videos, you'll see how far my editing has come. Like, I didn't really learn how to edit before I started a YouTube channel. I just kind of went with the attitude of like, oh, I'll figure it out. And you know, after like quite a few trash videos, I started making some ones that had some pretty good editing. Started making some good videos at a certain point. I feel like the first good video I ever made, like, let me check when it started getting good. I can actually check this right now. Like, what is the video that I think it started getting good? I think Roblox Squid Game, the 4th video I ever made, is when it started to get good. And then from then on, it just kept getting better. So like the first 3 videos I made were like fucking like experimental. Pretty much. That's what you gotta do. Sometimes you don't know what you're... Sometimes you're not gonna get good at it until you... sometimes you're not gonna get good at it until you do it. I had to, I had to post a couple crap videos before I got, some good ones out there. Sorry. Turning off YouTube completely now. I don't need YouTube to keep me distracted. I can raw dog this. That's like one of my favorite questions I've ever received in chat before. Just talking about myself. Maybe I'm a narcissist. Oh, that video? That was my most that's still my most popular video. There's no good games on Roblox anymore, yeah. I stand by that statement until this day. I tried out so many games that people suggested me. And there were some okay ones. Like there was games that were good, but like none that I was like crazy about replaying. Like there's okay games, there's decent games on Roblox, but there's not like really good games on Roblox. It is crazy that you would have never came across my channel. Yeah, that's how it happens, bro. The algorithm sometimes takes you to the right people. That's why it's good to support small creators, because you'll come across the people that even if they're not the biggest, you really like their stuff. Some small content creators, got it going for them. You just wouldn't know yet because the algorithm hasn't picked them up. And I think I was getting there. I just lost my spark a little bit, and I think the reason why I lost my spark for content creation just came from the fact that I felt like I was recording things that like since I was starting to not like playing Roblox as much, which is kind of what I built my channel on. I just started to kind of just drive away from content creation. I just became like a less... I guess I just became like even when I like branched off and started doing other video games, like I would just get bored of those games really fast. Like I guess as I'm getting older, like there's not a lot of like video games that like make me want to revisit them, except for Pokemon, which is so lame. I feel like such a I feel like such a nerd for liking Pokemon more than a lot of other games. Pokemon's like my childhood. Other than the fact that I didn't watch the anime. One, one, two, three. Got about like 700-ish encounters left for I call it a stream. Which is not something I'm used to saying. But these 700 go by quick. Not quick, not like that quick, but you know, quick enough. Like think about it, like this would have already been like a day's worth of, like one full day's worth of streaming pretty much. These 1100-ish encounters. This is already more than what I do in like a day's worth of encounters. I mean, to be fair, this was technically across 2 streams, but I did 400 encounters at the tail end of a very long stream. So that wasn't like a full stream. Wayside Book Show stinks. I don't even know what Wayside Book Show is. I don't know a lot of things. Clearly. You guys teach me new things every day. I can't type. Come on, game, bless me up with a shiny Nidoran. Bless a brother up with a shiny Nidoran. You won't. I have a devil fruit, don't know what it is, would you still eat it? Probably not. I'm not one to take risks. Granted, I guess shiny hunting's kind of a risk. Like, I risk, you know, being here for months. That Eevee really was a risk. Like, that Eevee was already taking up quite a bit of time. As it was. If it decided to really be unlucky and be a pain in my ass, you know, that could have gotten really bad. What's good is that as I'm doing this, my in-game mom is buying things for me at the mart. I really hope one of them's a Moonstone. Yeah, that sounds awful. I would not want to be the jacket fruit. I would not want to eat it. So I'm glad I said no. See what not taking risks gets you. Granted, here's what I was saying: taking calculated risks in life is good, as long as they're calculated. As long as you know what you're doing and you know, and you're fully capable of withstanding whatever the risk is. This is a question about devil fruits, and I'm turning it into a life lesson because I'm old, but it's true. Don't go your whole life without taking risks. Just make sure you know what the risk is before you take said risks. Because risks can be good. Risks can be good. Like, this is a risk right now doing this shiny hunt. Like, again, like I said, I could have been here for weeks if, you know, I got really unlucky. But, I mean, I've gotten over half my team. And I'm about to get, you know, almost all of my team members in pretty good time. I have been doing this for like, I think like 2 weeks now, but I mean, I'm saying I could have spent like 2 weeks on just 1 or 2 shinies if I was really that unlucky. Oh my god, I really can't type. I'm so sorry. There we go. Just cruising now. Thank God I got the fucking bike, dude. Wild encounter hunts on a bike with emulator speed up. Unfreaking matched, dude. And this is 1200 encounters with that. I can't friggin' type. Also, one thing that I find interesting, I'm not sure this is true for other games, but because it puts male in the name, it doesn't specify the gender where the gender normally would be. Like, usually it says what the gender of a Pokemon is, right next to where its level is. Like, oh, I mean, Ditto doesn't have a level, so I guess that's not a good example. Ditto doesn't have a gender. Sorry. As you can see, like the male sign next to Drowsy's level. But if you encounter a Nidoran, not an Abra, if you encounter a Nidoran, you'll see that it doesn't have the gender thing because it just puts the gender in its name. Do I mess with cheats? It depends. Like, I use cheats sometimes. Like, I guess speed up is kind of a cheat. In a way. Like, I don't even mind people, like, if they're using an emulator and they're shiny hunting and they want to, like, hack in cool Pokeballs to catch shinies, like, I don't even care about that. I think if you're hacking in shinies in general, though, like, I feel like that's a little lame, but unless you're doing it, I mean, but even that I don't really care too much about, because if, let's say, like, you're hacking in, like, a shiny Smeargle to go, like, catch other shinies or whatever, or even if you hack in, like, a full shiny team and you don't really plan on shiny hunting, I mean, who the hell cares? It's your save file. If you're cheating in, like, competitive play, that would be fucked up. Oh, I get what you mean. Like, do you mess with cheats? Like doing, like, glitches in the game. I haven't messed with those personally. But they seem interesting. Like, I know there's a glitch in Pokemon Red where you can fight Professor Oak. If you do, like, the right combination of things in the game, you can actually get in a battle with Professor Oak. And he'll have this, depending on what game, on what starter you chose, he'll have the starter that is weak to yours. And his team changes depending on what starter you have. Because obviously Blue took the one that's super effective against yours. I've never done cheats personally, but I know there's some cool thing in Generation 3 where you can actually glitch in a shiny Celebi. Like, not glitch in a shiny Celebi, but you can glitch in a Celebi that hatches from an egg, and you can shiny hunt that egg. It's such a specific way, though, because you can't get shiny Celebi in Gen 3. Because you can barely even get Celebi in Gen 3. It's really difficult. But there's no way to access shiny Celebi specifically in Gen 3. But there's a really weird way to glitch it and get a Celebi egg by glitching the game, and you can shiny hunt that egg. Yeah, if you encounter a wild Pokemon without any Pokemon, in most games it just sends out a missing now. But in the Gen 6 games and onward, it glitches in like a shiny Bulbasaur that has like 0 HP, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Like it hacks. I'm pretty sure the Bulbasaur's shiny too. That's like what that game's missing now is. Yeah, I mean, those videos. I mean, usually those videos are pretty accurate. I mean, they're not wrong about the missing no stuff. So, I mean, yeah. Oh yeah. Would I fix Sabrina's gym in Pokemon Red? No, I wouldn't. Her team's very broken. And it's the most challenging gym, which I actually think is kind of fun. Like it's a good challenge for the protagonist to be able to beat Sabrina at her current team. I don't think she needs to be nerfed or fixed or anything. I think her team's really good. The psychic types in Gen 1 are busted. I know I've said it like a million times, but it's just so nice to be able to cruise through encounters at such a nice pace. Like knowing that I've already theoretically done over 1/8 of the work is nice. Theoretically. Assuming this goes to around odds again, which again it could go way over. But even if this is 1/16 of the work, I'd be happy. Like, cause this is so quick. Did I miss an encounter there on that Drowsy? Have I played Dead by Daylight? I haven't specifically played Dead by Daylight. I've played games that are like Dead by Daylight, but I haven't played the Dead by Daylight. I'm gonna take a little break at 1300, and I'll be back to do the last 500 or so encounters. Gonna take a quick little 5-minute break. Unless Nidoran wants to shine in the next 13 encounters. I would not be opposed. Not be opposed. Dead by Daylight, more like Ed by Daylight. Okay, alright. Thank you for that. Reminded me that I'm old. Alright. Last encounter before I take a break. This will be 1300. Alright. We'll take a little break. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Okay, I'm ready to go. We've got a little over 500 more encounters that I'm going to do. And, yeah. Let's get to it. No further delay needed. Okay, I did not mean to switch the layout. Oh, confused there for a second. We're good. Making sure I have my fingers in the right place. I've like lost my rhythm. There we go. Also, one thing I'm noticing is that the encounter number is timing perfectly with when I hit the run button, which is not intentional. I'm inputting it as the encounter is popping up, and then the delay makes it so that it pops up as soon as I hit run. Like, I'll tell you when I'm changing the encounter number and when it pops up. So I just changed it, and now it's there. I just changed it, and now it's there. It's like a 2 or 3 second delay. Am I a support or an attacker? When I play games that are like Dead by Daylight, I'm fine with being some sort of... I can't type. I can't type. I also just accidentally marked that... Oh wait, hold on. This is completely accidental, but I'm pretty sure my Golbat's gonna evolve now because I did that. I was actually gonna save that for end of the stream. I was gonna do like a little surprise that evolved my Golbat, but I guess not. I'm gonna slow everything down now because I know for a fact this is gonna evolve. There's no shot this doesn't evolve right now. I bet my house on it. Alright. Let's take a brief break from encounters to get a beautiful shiny Crobat. Oh, FPS down. I forgot about that. Look at that. What a shiny. What a Pokemon. Shiny fucking Crobat. Alright, well, let's save the game. We have a Crobat now. Alright, let me turn all that crap back on now. Alright. We're gonna see our shiny Crobat in battle for the first time momentarily. Hey, and at least we can say we did get a shiny this stream. Even if it's not the Nidoran. Also, since I'm not watching YouTube on the side, I am actually willing to just keep the audio on if it's not annoying to you guys. I'm not watching YouTube. Usually I keep it off because I'll watch YouTube on my other monitor, and I have to turn my desktop audio off so that it doesn't cut into the stream. But since I'm not watching YouTube videos or not, I can just keep it like this. It also gives me an audio cue in case I miss the visual one for the shiny. If it somehow showed up. I don't like how many drowsies I'm getting. I don't like that. Also, another reason I feel like it's gonna give me a shiny female Nidoran instead of the male one is because I have a shiny Crobat out. And I also felt this way about the Golbat. Like, it matches the Nidoran female a lot more. Especially now that it's Crobat, it matches the female a lot more, so I feel like it's kind of manifesting, you know. I have a light pink shiny out that has some green on it. Shiny Nidoran, Nidorina, and Nidoqueen. Specifically Nidoqueen is pink and green. Like, even, I mean, it's a more green to pink ratio for Nidoqueen shiny. Which is why I especially felt that way about Golbat, but Crobat matches Nidoran. Golbat matches Nidoqueen, whereas... But I wouldn't mind, you know, spicing up the color a little bit with a blue shiny. Especially because Nidoking is a much better shiny than Nidoqueen. Sorry, I'm running out of things to talk about. YouTube might need to come back on in such a case. Keep myself distracted. Almost at 1400. It still amazes me how fast I can get 100 encounters and genuinely makes me so happy. You got your mom to watch Gacha Yakudo? Depends. Does your mom like animated shows? Or has she watched anime before? If not, it might be a strange experience, but hey. She might like it. Gacha Yakudo's pretty good. I just realized the scrubback could also manifest the pink drowsy, which, you know, I hope that doesn't happen. That better not fucking happen, drowsy. You better stay normal the entire time I see you. I don't want any pink drowsies. We just passed 1400. And we're gonna end at 1833 because that's when Evan predicted it would shine. And if he's right, that would be fucking crazy. Never watched anime? It's a toss-up then, because we don't know what she's. If we don't know what she's thought about other animes, we're not really gonna know what she would think about this one. Anime is very different than a lot of other categories of TV. Besides Pokemon and maybe Yu-Gi-Oh. Well, those are closer to cartoons almost. I mean, I guess those are technically animes, but those are more cartoony. But I think she might like it. I mean, it's a good show, and her eyes is probably going to be like a cartoon anyways. So yeah, go for it. It's cool that you have a mom that you can watch it like that with. I would never show my parents. Anyway, I remember my parents one time caught me my mom one time caught me watching SpongeBob when I was like, I think like 11, 12, 13, maybe 14. Just because I was like bored and I was like, you know what, I want to relive my childhood. Let's watch some SpongeBob. My mom made fun of me. She was like, you're a teenager. You're watching SpongeBob. You're too old for that. Babies. I was like, damn, mom. It's a little rude. And now I'm 20 and my friends still put on SpongeBob every time, wherever at one of their houses. It's a good show. Feel bad for anybody that didn't get to watch SpongeBob as a kid. I just get 2 Dittos in a row. That's crazy. Ditto's pretty rare on this route. God damn. Ditto, you'd be a cool shiny, but I don't want you right now. I don't want you either, Drowsy. Get the fuck off my screen. You laughing at me, Overlord? I mean, Nick. I see how it is. Maybe. I got it, bro. I got it. Laugh at the streamer. Laugh at the funny man. Laugh at the funny man who has to be funny. Less than 400 encounters to go. The sped up music's kind of funny. Is that annoying, by the way, or are you fine with having that in the background? Would you prefer if it was mute? I'm just curious if you prefer the audio on or off. Because it's gonna have to be off when I want to watch, you know, YouTube while I do this type of stuff anyways, but specifically for times like these where I'm kind of just okay with raw dog in the encounters. I'm curious. I don't know about audio, but it's fine. Alright. You don't really have a preference, then I guess that works in both ways. I'm gonna keep it on for now. But for streams where I'm gonna have like YouTube on my other monitor, I'm gonna turn it off, of course. Prices are also so annoying to run into because the fact that they have forewarn. Like, it's not that much time wasted for each individual encounter, but over the course of time, that's over a long period of time, that is probably chopping off, you know, some encounters that I would have otherwise, you know, gotten. Fucking drowsy. Either way, I'm very happy with the encounter progress for one night. We're still going. We still got many encounters to go. This is gonna be longer than my usual stream. I was gonna actually end probably. If Evan didn't say anything, I probably would have ended in like 10-20 minutes, but. Probably gonna be wrapping up at about 12 a.m., 12:10 a.m., 12:10 a.m. Eastern time, roughly speaking. Almost at 1500 now. I feel like I've hit 1400 so recently. It's that new encounter rate, baby. Fucking cruising. I think we're gonna do almost 2,000 encounters today. Almost 2,000. I'm not going to get to 2,000, but we're almost gonna do 2,000 encounters just today. Crazy. And we're gonna do over 2,000 tomorrow. I'm gonna do. Each stream is probably gonna be a little less encounters than I'm doing right now. I'm going a little above and beyond, strictly for tonight's stream, because Evan gave me a prediction, and I was like, you know what, it's not that far off from what I was gonna stop at, so I'm gonna, I'll push an extra 200 out. But usually I'm only gonna do about 1,200. I'm doing about 1,400-ish right now total, but I'm probably only gonna do about 1,200 to 1,250-ish per stream. Meaning that we're gonna do about 2,500, maybe more tomorrow. Depends how I'm feeling. What I'm feeling tomorrow. Will get us to above half odds if we need to get there. So that's pretty cool. In just 3 and a bit streams, we would be at above half odds. Again, that's assuming we need to get there. Still got 300 encounters this stream. It could still shine this stream. We don't know yet. I don't think it will, but you never know. Don't know when you hit from all angles in a game. Yeah. There's some boss fights in some games I've played where it's like there's just actually no way to dodge. That shit is demoralizing. Oh my god, 1538, right? Not 28, 38. That's the right encounter number, right? I accidentally deleted all the freaking numbers somehow. Actually, I have two names in mind for Nido Queen, actually. Really depends how I'm feeling if I get it. I'm not gonna say when. I don't want to manifest it. It could still end up being a Nido King, but I do have names for both Nidorans now in mind. The games that I've played, the one game that came to mind when you mentioned getting hit from all angles was Deltarune. That was like the first game that came to mind for me. Like specifically in one of the boss fights in Chapter 3 of Deltarune. I don't want to spoil Deltarune, but there's a boss fight where like you basically get hit from every single direction you can imagine. It is ridiculous. That game is ruthless with the boss fights. Like, you need, like, legitimate skill for some of the secret bosses. Like, it's not for the weak. Oh, word. Yeah, I don't play a lot of the Star Wars games. being like. You get jumped. Yeah. That's crazy. And just like that, we're almost at 1600. Yeah, we're making really good pace. I love shiny hunting. They called backup, that's fine. Good luck, bro. That's alright. And 1600. $233 encounters left of the stream. Do we think we're gonna get it? I don't have faith. But I am infinitely curious to see if Evan's prediction is right, because that would be a crazy freaking prediction to guess the encounter to the exact number. Fell off the map. Hey man, it happens. Sometimes you just fall off the map in life. You gotta respawn back up there somehow. Things that people do for different colored pixels in a children's game. The things that people do. I think what's crazy is that there is the way that because of the way that luck works, there is the smallest, and when I say smallest, I mean like it would not happen if the Earth had trillions, quadrillions of years left. Like, but there is technically the ever so slightest theoretical chance that somebody could play a Pokemon game and every single Pokemon they encounter would be a shiny in a normal playthrough. At full odds. Because of the way that luck works, that could theoretically happen. But it is so incredibly improbable that I think if you literally gave humans quadrillions of years, like hundreds of quadrillions of years, and you made all of us play Pokemon, I still don't think that would ever happen to a single person. I think we'd achieve 3 or 4 shinies in a row, and I don't think it would go higher than that. Actually, no, in quadrillions of years, we probably would get somebody to hit double-digit shinies in a row. At full odds. But there's not going to be a single person that goes through an entire playthrough only encountering shinies. A very random tangent, but I was just thinking about that. But there is theoretically a chance that literally every single encounter you run into can be a shiny. But it is beyond microscopic. It's already an incredibly small chance that in a normal playthrough you'll encounter 1 shiny. Like, I'm not sure how often you guys play through Pokemon games, but when I do like challenge runs or stuff that aren't shiny related at all, I don't get shinies. Like, I don't remember the last time I got a random shiny in a playthrough. Like, when I wasn't actively looking for one, I was just playing through the game normally. I do not recall a time where I got a shiny. And, like, the last time I remember was, like, when I was like 15 and I had gotten my very first copy of Omega Ruby, and I had gotten like a random shiny Pelipper, and then like a few encounters later I got a random shiny Absol, like no method hunting, just straight luck. And there might have been one time after that that I'm not remembering, but in terms of playing through Pokemon games normally with no objective to get a shiny at all, I do not remember the last time I got a random shiny in a playthrough. Like, without actively hunting for one, and it just literally showed up by complete chance. That's the last time I can remember. And I have replayed through so many Pokemon games recently. I have played through so many Pokemon games. So many. And unless I, like, deliberately look for them, it doesn't happen. What are Nidorans based off of, by the way? What animal? Like porcupines? Is that what they're based on? Or like echidnas? Are they based on echidnas? Like little hedgehogs? Echidnas aren't really hedgehogs, but... I forget what animal Nidoran is based off of. least we're getting a lot of neater ends. That's a good sign. A lot of female neater ends though. Getting closer to 1,700 now. I just thought with Eevee, like each 50 encounters was like a little mini milestone. Sometimes even I would call out like every 33 encounters. With this, it's like each milestone is getting to like 100. It goes by that quick. Show me a shiny Nidoran now. Show me a blue shiny Nidoran. You won't coward. You won't, you coward again. You won't show me a shiny male Nidoran. Shiny Nidoran now. Yeah, like a weird pop-up. We're good. Alright, and after this next encounter, it'll be 1,700. We're gonna have a little over 100 encounters to go before we call it a stream. But incredible progress on the hunt, considering that, you know, we really just got started. We did over 3 days of Eevee work. We did over 3 days of Eevee work in one day. The thing is, we're gonna do even more. Because I didn't even do a full stream of Nidoran encounters earlier today. I did like not even a third of the encounters that I did in this stream. Yeah, this hunt should go by faster than Eevee. Unless, again, like I said, I get, like, literally if I get some 20 or 30 Ks, which I'm not going to rule out because it could happen, and that is a little annoying, that could happen. But, assuming that doesn't happen, this will be quicker than the Eevee. But, Don't want to assume, because, you know, my luck, it'll come back to bite me in the ass. So, just waiting patiently. Ugh. What was auto-corrected? From the message you sent like 5 minutes ago or something? Did you meant to say Hakari instead of Akari? Alright. We have hit the last 100 encounters of this stream. Let's see if we luck out. Do I stay up all night? I'm more of a night owl, for sure. I stay up pretty late. Not as late as I used to. I used to stay up until like 3, 4 a.m. I can only really make it to like 2 or 2:30 at the max now before I don't think it's that. Before I clock out. Like, I was up until like 2 or 2:30 yesterday, and I was like barely like holding on by a thread to even be up that late. Like, I fell asleep so fast when I like actively tried to. I got such good sleep. Like, I literally slept like a baby. It was so nice. Hit me with the double sparkles. Come on, game. Hit me with 2 Pokemon sparkling on the screen at the same time. You won't. Okay, if it was Drowsy, to be fair, I would have been mad, so I'm glad you didn't do that. Please, shiny Nidoran now. Please. Like I haven't seen a Hoot Hoot in a while. Not sure if that's just me. Oh, it's 1761. I'm gonna keep it at 1762 though, because this is gonna be 1762. This is 1763. There we go. Be a little improvisation. Instead of just deleting it, left it there because the 1761 wasn't the shiny anyways. I do feel bad that 1761 never got typed. I'll let it have some time on screen, you know. Let it have its moment. Alright, we're back to 1766. Oh, that was not intentional. Jeez. Really sucking with my menuing. Look how frame perfect that run was, though. Well, it may not have been frame perfect, but it was fast. You could barely even see the thing hovering over the run. I've had a few runners like that. I barely even give the screen time to process that I'm running, and I just do it. Sometimes I do it too fast, though. See? We're about to hit the birth year of America, 1776. I wouldn't say birth year, it's just the year that we gained our independence. Almost at 1800. Nearing the end. And these last 50 or so encounters are going to go by way quicker than the last 50 for like Eevee would go. So, I'm not going to be here for too much longer. It's a longer stream than normal though, because again, I would have ended about like 200 encounters ago. A little less than 200 encounters ago. But you know, Evan made a bold prediction, and I wanted to find out if it was true or not tonight. And this is no pressure on Evan if this isn't shiny. I don't expect it to be shiny, but it would be really cool if it was. It was just kind of an excuse for me to make up a little bit more ground in this hunt. I streamed a lot today though. I spent like 8 hours today streaming. Maybe not 8 hours, I think 7 hours, which is a lot. I didn't really have much to do today other than, you know, eat and go to the gym, so figured it was, you know, not the worst use of time. Alright. We got 34 left. Let's see what happens. Last 30. I'll watch it when stream ends. Are we gonna get blessed up with 2 shinies in the same? I would say same day, but technically it's 4/12 now, so it wouldn't technically be the same day, but it basically is the same day type of thing. Whatever. Almost there. Nearing the end. Fat lady has almost sung. But the shiny has not shone. And that's okay. We're still quite a ways from odds. So. Totally fair that we haven't gotten a shiny yet. Being said, still got 9 more encounters. The game wants to surprise me. Be my guest. $18.30. Alright, and this next encounter was Evan's prediction. 1833. Evan's a liar. Yeah, I saw what you sent on Discord. I'm gonna watch it after the stream. Alright, I'll do 2 more. Let's end on 1835. Actually, I'll give 1834 its time on screen too. I don't want to skip it. You know, give 1834 its time on screen. Alright. Now this encounter is gonna be 1835. I just want to end on like a somewhat nice number. Alright. That's all we've got today. Made quite a lot of progress. And tomorrow we're gonna make even more progress, assuming we keep up a rate of 1200 per stream tomorrow. If I do 2 streams tomorrow, we're gonna hit 4th. I mean, yeah, we're gonna hit over half odds. My late night stream is probably a little earlier than it usually is, given that I am gonna have to, you know, go to school the following day. But should be fine. All right. That's all I've got. Thanks y'all for joining. Hopefully Nidoran will show up tomorrow. And if it doesn't, you know, it'll show up, you know, in due time. I'm just happy we got Eevee tonight. Or not tonight, but today, technically, even though it's 7 minutes into the next day. But you know what I mean. Alright. I'm gonna stop yapping. Have a good night, y'all. I will see y'all later.